You protect me. You save me. You are my light. It is a gift. A gift so great I sometimes wonder if I am worthy to bear it. I see my people safe again, thanks to you.
What's this? I found something.
wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker. True enough, that giant lizard must look like a great looking shock to us.
The Red Prince stands stunned when he sees the woman you were about to address.
It is she, the woman I've dreamt of since birth, the secret of my soul. We met in Driftwood, but she disappeared before we had a chance to talk.
He approaches her, goes down on one knee, and courteously kisses her hand.
You do not disappoint, my prince. You are every bit the gentleman they said you'd be. How very pleasurable, is it not, to finally meet in the flesh? For it is very much in the flesh that we must meet after all. Become one. Oh, Father. Life shaper. That is what the goddess called you. How good of you, dear prince, that you have come to shape life in me.
He stands up and scrapes his throat, but before he can say anything, she silences him by sliding her hand in his. She looks at you for the first time with a look of understated condescension that could rival the Red Prince's own.
I am SADHA, Princess of the House of Law. And you interrupt the destined union between the Red Prince and the Red Princess.
Softly, she moves her body against his, puts her arms around his neck, her mouth hot against his ear.
Let's forget for a moment all the forces that drove us here. Shall we, my prince? Let us think of nothing but ourselves. One amid a nest of satin. You and I, we know each other like only true lovers do. So at long last, let us become lovers.
By my empire, yes. At long last, we shall become lover. Quite. Why don't you, enjoy a nice stroll? A nice, long stroll, while the lady and I enjoy a more private moment.
SADHA smiles at him so endearingly, it almost melts your heart.
Come, my prince. Let's retire to that satin nest of mine. Follow me.
SADHA and the Red Prince enter the wagon, close the door behind them. Nothing for it but to wait until they re-emerge. A sound reaches you from the wagon, some kind of moan. You take a step closer. The sound becomes more pronounced. There's definitely moaning going on, but what kind of moaning? You place an ear against the wagon, and you listen. Oh my, yes, there's no doubt about it now. You have all the empirical evidence you needed to conclude these are very much moans of ecstasy, which leads you to deduce both of the wagon's inhabitants are, in fact, quite safe. Feeling rightfully relieved and satisfied to have done your duty, you can't help but notice one of the window shutters stands ajar. You walk away, find a nice spot in the shade and close your eyes. When you wake from your nap, you see SADHA and the Red Prince exiting the wagon, hand in hand. As SADHA and the Red Prince walk down the wagon steps, you suddenly witness a group of lizards appearing as if out of nowhere. Their commander is a vile-looking lizard, his face the very definition of mischief. Chuckling, he addresses the couple.
Well, 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 look who's coming up for air. Mighty powerful noises I heard coming from that there carriage. Teensy bit jealous I am.
Silence. You will bow before us and explain this intrusion, or by the seven I will cut you down where you stand.
My, oh my, you didn't tell Loverboy anything, did you, Dollface? Naughty, naughty. You've been played for a fool, little prince. She's sworn to another. That's right. Your boo is betrothed to a very different kind of king. All she needed from you was a dollop of prophecy juice. I dare say she got it.
You utter villain!
Oh, well spoken. Advice I will duly follow.
The Red Prince gently cups SADHA's face in his hands.
SADHA, my sweet, our meeting has been shrouded in mystery, but know that I'll do right by you. Know that I love you.
True enough. That giant lizard was like a great shock.
And I love you. Together we will brave it all. Even the king.
Oh, ain't that as sweet as a bowl full of peaches? Hate to be that guy, but I gotta break up the party now. Time for you and your belly full of litter to crawl back to the king, darling. Gonna get me some private time with Prince Charming herself.
He grins widely, revealing rows of blackened teeth.
I've always had a soft spot for red meat.
yourself.
Red Prince fondles a satin handkerchief, his face a scowl, his eyes two ember spectres.
She gave me this handkerchief. Something to remember her by. Who would have thought so soon would come our parting? The longing of a lifetime squeezed into a few short hours of perfection, only to end with blood and bereavement. I will, won't I? Thank you.
She hugs you back. The embrace lasts and keeps lasting. When you finally pull away, you can tell he's somewhat embarrassed, but he smiles at you warmly nonetheless.
Well, we've become very good friends, haven't we? Yes. Very good friends.
Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker. True enough, that giant lizard was like a great big shot. Sure, if we wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void walker.
Well now, how's my favorite god woken?
Ifan claps you on the shoulder and beams at you, affection for you plain in his eyes.
Go on then.
She smirks quite joylessly.
You heard the way he spoke to me, didn't you? I don't think I'll lose any sleep over his violent demise. Roost. He was wickedness come to life. In his mind, we were nothing but things that squeal delightfully when tortured and ravished.
She looks at you intently, with searching, questioning eyes.
Does such a creature deserve anything less than death? You don't know how to answer me, do you? The name's on my left arm. Several I killed with pleasure. You saw what I did with Stingtail. You saw it made me feel good. You read the ecstasy in my eyes when I made Roost scream. I ask again, does a creature like me deserve anything less than death? But that's not what I want to hear. That's not what I want to hear at all. Then again, perhaps you're right.
She holds up her needle and eyes it with the same searching, questioning look she gave you.
Beyond the blood hides nothing but a desire to be happy. I can only hope that is not too terrible a crime. Ah, yes. I am the Prime Scion. A revelation that came quite out of the blue, which is somewhat ironic, considering I'm supposed to be my people's foremost memory keeper. Quite slipped my mind, though. A slave scar will do that to a girl. Yes, a great many things. Days long gone.
She looks down, an uncharacteristic cast of melancholy passing over her face.
Gods, I was so young. Imagine it, to sit enthroned under a vast forest canopy, to look down upon a crowd of thousands, their bodies aglow with countless rays of golden light falling through the leaves. You hear their voices as one mind, one thought, and it's your name they incant, as if the word itself were magic. Sabeel. They said it like I was the cornerstone of their existence. Isn't that silly? I didn't even know myself. Good question. It's a very lonely thing indeed to be the object of a people's worship. What is revered is feared at the same time.
She absent-mindedly fingers her needle, hesitates.
I used to love poetry. I used to love wandering the forests for days on end. I'd swim in the rivers and forget to dress after. It was fine. I was alone. I'd bask in the sun, sleep nestled among bear cubs. Nothing out there would harm me. But always, they would find me, the scions. Always the mother tree would call me back, for one day I'd be free no longer. One day my legs would be roots. To wander would be but one lone memory among millions. Clearly not. Though I must admit that even to sit on that throne amid that eerie crowd, destined to become leaf and bark, was not so dreadful a prospect as what came next. When I decided to run away from the mother tree with only the moon for my guide, it was a terrible journey. Soft-leafed branches became vicious like whips. Moss-bedecked rocks became sharp like the stone axes of old. I grew weary. I was bleeding, in pain, and how I gasped when for the first time an animal eyed me with malice and growled. That is when I heard them. The whispers and the taunts, the low howls of men. The snare cut so deep. The blindfold, it made me panic. The dark.
Somewhat to your surprise, Sabeel doesn't recoil, but allows you to hug her.
Thank you. That very first moment of darkness. I've never been so scared ever since. Then there was the stench of those men. The burn of the ropes, the jeers and the kicks. Until the dark went silent. Even those barbarians didn't dare speak in the presence of the Master. But I'll not speak of him and his methods. Not now, anyway. If ever. We are strong enough now. Strong as we deserve to be. Now we should find out what to do with all of our strength.
Go ahead.
He looks at you sternly, for all the world like a schoolmaster lecturing an errant brat.
I think you can quite easily imagine what went on in that wagon. Almost a pity you weren't a witness, actually, for you would have seen the conception of a new world, not to mention an unparalleled lesson in lovemaking.
His eyes attest to a desperation you've never seen him acknowledge in any way whatsoever before. He seems restless, angry, on the cusp of a tempest you never expected could ruffle his unshakable demeanor.
Finally, I found her. Finally, I found her, only to lose her again. It's unthinkable, unbearable, to know she's in the hands of such villains. Aye.
Giant lizard was like a great looking shock to him.
She's gone, damn you! Don't you understand? Just let me.
He closes his eyes and begins to chant an old mantra. His voice mesmerizes, and as he calms, you too feel serenity descend upon the scene.
There. Much better. I apologize for my irritability just now. What you don't realize is... Tell me, have you ever been in love? Then you couldn't possibly understand. Suffice to say, I am in love. In such a way that is the very core of my entire existence. My empire and my throne, I must have them back, there's no question about it. My offspring of dragons, I will see them born. Divinity itself, by all means, I crave it. But above all, above any of them, I cherish her. Yes, I suppose it is. You must know she is my deepest desire, that I've longed for since my soul slipped into consciousness. To see her taken away from me now, after our first meeting, it rends the heart. Words that mend. I thank you for them. I will scour this world in search of SADHA, and if by mortal means she eludes me, I will take Divinity for the purpose. I can't say I've ever given them much thought. They're no more than an elven curiosity as far as I'm concerned, obsessed with the idea of becoming sentient bark. Wonderful material once chopped, though, I'll give you that. Just look at the Lady Vengeance. We are strong enough now, strong as we deserve to be. Time to find out how to make these powers shine.
The great creature gives you a disinterested look.
Yeah. All the good it's done me. Still, can't complain. Leastways I could complain, but no one would listen.
The beast chews thoughtfully.
Nah, no point moaning. You take what you get and you don't get upset. Am I right? I am right. Still, thanks and all.
It turns away, disinterested once more.
I'm getting paid. Ain't stuck anywhere. Keep your hands off the merchandise or you'll be hearing from me.
Oh, Paddy went splat. Paddy was pulling a cart. Paddy pulled it real good. Slowly, carefully, slowly. Paddy carried the good stuff on account of Paddy was real good at it. Paddy fell in the ravine. Oh, Paddy.
Well, howdy there. Nice to see a fresh face among these dour saps. So it is. So it is. But these things never last forever. Either the death fog will blow over, or the fireworks in Paradise Downs will cool off. You'll see. We'll be right as rain before too long.
You see it all. The tallest of the ancestor trees have been lost beneath swirling clouds of death fog. Nothingness. Emptiness. You sag to the earth, utterly lost, and then you feel it. Not all is dead down in the valley. Spores given off by the ancestor trees. The presence within needs to grow, and it will show you how. But first, you must learn to protect yourself. You are not alone any longer. Later, you hear the presence now. The armor always whispering. The Magister Thief looks round, and the voices scream at you to strike.
I'm watching you.
Move along, stranger. Not much to see here, but a bunch of sad saps with full carts and empty pockets. That's what it looks like. We're on our way to Arx to set up shop for Lucian's Day, but there's no hope of that now. Whatever's going on in Paradise Downs has good and blocked the path. And unless you want to get a mouthful of death fog or get carried off by a void woken, there's no other way in. Only hopes that Alexander and the DO will blow through here and sort this mess out. Well, of course he did. Of course he did. Let me guess. The sun's burnt out and the gods are dead too. Sure, if you wanted to get eaten by a bleeding void. That giant lizard must look like a great...
I'm watching you.
Move along, despite what... True enough, and that giant lizard must look like a great mutton chop.
Oh. Shroud's trembling almost as bad as the Lady Vengeance on rough seas.